Hello. This is an excerpt from Thaddeus Tuleja's 1989 work, The Catalogue of Lost Books. No figure in Western thought is more revered than the Athenian gadfly Socrates. Thanks to the laudatory dialogues of his most famous pupil, Plato, the Greek philosopher comes down to us as the prototype of a professional thinker, diligent, impartial, and so dedicated to truth that even death cannot quench his allegiance. This image has endured for 2,500 years, and even Aristophanes' parody in The Clouds has made little break in the tradition. It is conventionally dismissed as comic hyperbole. But Aristophanes was not the only ancient who found Plato's piety disgusting. 15 years after the philosopher's execution on a charge of corrupting the morals of Athenian minors, his less celebrated pupil, Koriander, published a monologue entitled The Martyr, which used the master's own motto, "Know yourself," to re-examine both his doctrines and his selflessness. Charles William Eliot called the monologue a tendentious beef by a C- student with an axe to grind, and it is unfortunate that this dismissive attitude has endured, for Koriander's vision is both credible and provocative. Rather than ridiculing the Socratic teachings, he accepts them wholeheartedly, but doubts the doubter by questioning his sincerity. What to Plato was selflessness, Koriander characterizes as self-advertisement of a particularly disingenuous variety. To Plato, Socrates' ascetic garb, his refusal to take payment for his teaching, and most of all his acceptance of judicial death, all pointed to his obeisance to higher ideals. Koriander saw not humility, but a fretful stabbing at notoriety, a desperate grab for public prominence to which his bland teachings themselves could not entitle him. Or, to put it in the pithy language for which The Martyr is well known, even goat meat may be appetizing if cooked in ouzo. Not that Koriander considers Socrates insincere. On the contrary, he makes it clear that the philosopher's commitment to truth was profound. He understood, certainly better than Plato, that to a nation which had just weathered a debilitating war, shock tactics were perfectly in order. Only they would seem true. In addition, he understood that his fellow citizens would remember his words longer if they were bathed in the afterglow of his blood, hence his self-sacrifice at the altar of wisdom. Socrates' willingness to die for the truth, therefore, should not be seen as a tragic necessity, but as the last element of a calculated effort to make his words ring longer than those of the sophists. It was not that he despised worldly fame, but that he wanted his own to outlive him. In this sense, of course, he resembled the great Western tradition's second great teacher, the fiercely and publicly humble Jesus of Nazareth. The majority of philosophic critics since Socrates' day have endorsed Plato's narrow view of the master. One notable exception is Berna Dietrickover, whose recent translation of Koriander's collected works, including a wonderfully somber version of his satyr play, Aristotle and Phyllis, corrects a millennia-old misunderstanding. Dietrickover is especially illuminating on the irregularities at Plato's academy that caused Koriander's expulsion and subsequent literary revenge. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.